Hey guys, welcome to Cliq Nerds, where we focus on comic books, movies, and of course everything nerd. And then over the weekend, the Batman was released, and we went to go see it. As a Cliq Nerd family, the Nerd Gang. So yeah, we're gonna do a review here and just give our thoughts and our opinions about it and whatnot. Casey, what you think about the Batman?
I'm vengeance.
Um, okay. And your vengeance because.
Swear to me!
Well, I guess Casey over the weekend went Batman crazy. I don't know. Uh, how do you think you fit along with the rest of the Batman that before you?
I am Batman.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the show with my take of the Batman and what went down and what I did like and what I didn't like. Um, I think this is a different dynamic of Batman. I think that what we got here is I think it's only 2 years that he's really been into it, and I think it's something that that has to be kind of the idea when you kind of watch this movie. It's like, hey, he's only been doing this for 2 years, so he has a lot of learning, a lot of involvement. Oh, not involvement, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Hey guys.
Oh, he's back! Yay!
How's it going?
The tech is back. Everything okay?
Yeah. I'm good. Hey
Oh,
guys,
okay.
what's up?
All
Click
right.
nerd.
Yeah.
Click.
Speaking of involvement, so I was just talking about. I'm glad you're back because the person there before me was a little intimidating. Just saying.
It was dark.
It was. But what you think about the Batman?
Man, I loved it.
You
I thought
liked it?
Oh man, I thought it was great, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went in with lower expectations. I'm glad I did that because not that it needed lower expectations. It just met my expectations.
Okay. I had a few things that I didn't really get. I was waiting for you to get here because, I mean, I don't know. My co-host wasn't here before. Now you're here. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Well,
Ninjas.
neither here or there. But the thing I like about the Batman is that, first and foremost, we have to keep saying that it's only 2 years in. He is not polished. He has still got a lot of involvement in his game as being a crime fighter. He is definitely a brawler. Definitely a brawler.
I mean, like, dude looks like he's from Brooklyn, right? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, he put the fist down.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Unpolished Batman, right?
Yeah.
But I think it was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of areas he needs to work on in order to be the best Batman.
And I agree with that 100%. How you feel about Catwoman? I mean, besides Eartha Kitt, the original the first black Catwoman.
Yeah, and then you also you can't forget about Halle Berry, even though most people like to forget about that movie.
Sorry, Halle Berry. I kind of.
But I thought Zoe Kravitz in the role was great. There's really not too many people in this movie that I didn't care for, to be honest with you. As a matter of fact, I think that everybody played their part just right.
I think Jeffrey Wright did a great job as the commissioner. I think Andy Schwartz is as Alfred.
Oh, Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, my bad.
You got Andy Serkis, and then you also had my man Dano. That's the Riddler.
Oh,
and
the Riddler was different, man.
He was.
I know. I like. So first of all, I like the dynamic of the cop, and the serial killer.
Yeah.
The Nonori, old school detective story because he's definitely a detective. He's going into crime scenes.
Yep.
Riddler's pushing him with the puzzles, with the riddles of trying to figure out, what is what. And do you like how he answered them? Like it wasn't a struggle. Because I mean that's how it's always been in the comic books or in the movies. that the shimmer riddle, and then he's able to just determine or figure it out, real quick like. So
Yeah, I did like that aspect of it, mostly because I remember Batman the animated series. I know I keep
yes.
going back to that on everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's the blueprint.
Yeah, I mean
that is the blueprint. That is a consistent blueprint.
It's a good framework.
Came on every Saturday. Yeah.
It was, and what happened is the Riddler gave him some riddles, and he got really upset that he was solving them so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time that you really see Batman start going, "I'm smarter than you every single time."
Yeah.
From my experience.
I mean, he did at the end there kind of throw him a loop, and he was like the whole. Or are we spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen? Because we don't want to ruin for you, but we gotta talk about it. Right.
This is the spoiler review. Don't worry, I will put that up at the beginning of this video, so if somehow you end up here.
But I think we're at that point where when they set like those 7 bombs, and kind of like he was like building up to it. Like he did miss something.
Yes.
He did miss something where he didn't realize that this was that this was the end goal. This was the game plan. And and I guess his last target would end up being the mayor, where he tried to assassinate her.
Yeah, like you said, unpolished Batman. He hasn't had it all figured out yet for him. He's trying to figure out who he is. I still think because one part of the movie he says, "I don't care if I live or if I die."
Mm-hmm.
When you say something like that, is your purpose really just yet?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't care if you don't make it to the next
to
day.
that next level,
right?
Yeah.
I think that he doesn't know. I think he's building himself, and the movie showed that greatly.
Yeah.
Going back to the characters, the Riddler was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Penguin. Does anybody know that that's Colin Farrell?
Most definitely
did anybody?
But he transcended. He was the Penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, who did a better Penguin?
Oh, that's a tough one. He's put me on the spot.
Danny DeVito. Colin Farrell.
Oh, I don't know if you can compare the two. Those are
the Gotham's Penguin. I give him an honorable mention because he did do a good job. Even down to, and he was a smaller version. He was the smallest version of the Penguin I've ever seen. But
I'm not a fan of
Gotham. Oh, are we doing? I'm not a fan in every segment that we get.
No, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneak it in there, but it's. Gotham to me was, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it, and I heard it's great once you get.
I watched it.
In the meat of it.
I think his name is Ben. I don't remember his last name, but I remember him from Southland. He plays pretty good Jim Gordon, but the thing is, they had at some point introduced the kid that plays Bruce Wayne to be Batman, and it's hard. His body type, he's a very slender dude. They were hiding actually how tall he was.
Yeah.
They were giving him like turtlenecks, so you really didn't know. Like he's obviously he was doing it from like his preteens to late teens. So obviously a growth spurt did somewhere in their head. But they tried. I'm not mad at it, but it's just when you do these shows that are so close and orientated to Batman, and if you're not gonna go all the way in casting them exactly what the role they need to cast, it's hard to be believable. It is hard to be believable.
So let's go into the actual casting of the movie.
Yeah, let's get back to the movie.
I want to talk about Robert Pattinson.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
How did you feel about him? Because I can tell you that I've been his number one fan the whole time.
You did.
Of everybody.
You championed for this guy from the get-go. I was literally, before I was watching it for Jeffrey Wright, for Colin, for Zoe. I was watching for other people than him. I said, everybody's it's gonna be action. It's gonna be, you obviously know what you're gonna get from the Batman Bruce Wayne character, but he did an alright job.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He did an alright job.
I think you're right, man.
His interaction with the cops and At some points I was kind of like, okay, you're going.
I don't know. I kind of like that part. I thought his detective walk when they first introduce him and he's in there with all the policemen and Jim Gordon, and you could tell he's being escorted by Jim Gordon, but Jim Gordon's got a very short leash on him.
Yeah,
like
I think that interaction. I mean, because that goes on both parts. Because Jeffrey trying to control the room, like, listen, he's with me. I know you don't like him, but and I don't know. Those
he
are
said, but I don't care. He has to.
We gotta figure this. We gotta figure out this crime, and we gotta get a solution here. At the end of the day, I'm about results, not how we get there.
Yeah, and I think that he did a good job with that. I think that Pattinson didn't overact, and that's what I was worried about, because a lot of times you get the, I'm not a fan
too dramatic.
Christian Bale's voice, man.
But that's just one part of it, though.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm just saying everybody's got their taste, right?
I mean, Michael Keaton, I'm Batman. Michael Keaton is always going to be my favorite. I mean, he's a smaller Batman. He's probably one of the smallest, Batman out of all of them. But
I got hit up by a friend the other day. Shout out Mick. That he said that you put all the Batmen in one room. Who comes out alive?
Ben Affleck.
And whose Batman was coming out? Adam West, man. He said, "That's my Batman." I said, "Okay."
He's not coming out.
Ben Affleck's coming out.
Ben Affleck is coming.
Ben Affleck's coming
out. But what do you think about the look of the Batman? Some of the gadgets. I mean, it's a short list. He didn't really have a lot of gadgets. And did you or did you not like the grappling hook? I personally think the grappling hook is an important sign of the Batman. It's one of his key tools.
Agreed.
Of navigation, of using it, in the clutch. The look of it was important for me.
Yeah.
What did you think about the grappling hook?
I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was functional for his suit, because at this point, again, he's only been Batman for a couple of years. That's what I get out of it. Mm-hmm. So I think his grappling hook was good. I think most of his weapons that he had were okay. I did have some issue with another piece of his suit, though.
What piece?
The symbol.
Okay.
I expected it to be more than that.
He used that thing only twice in that movie, in that whole movie.
It was disappointing.
It was disappointing. And I don't know. It just, if that was your battering, again, I don't never want to diss the movie, but it's just like I hope they do progress. They have a lot of room here. I'm looking forward to number 2. Number 1 is good. I do want to see it again just to kind of digest it a little bit more. Okay. But him just taking those bullet shots, and I don't know. He didn't really need to use battery. I don't know. I'm just kind of used to Batman always, always using angles, using batterings, or using whatever sleight of hand.
That's a polished Batman, though, right?
Yeah.
So how about this? Give me 3 good things, 3 bad things. Shoot them out real quick.
Three good things.
Yeah.
For the overall movie, or just him being Batman?
Just the overall movie in general.
Overall movie, fight scenes were good. Some of them were kind of murky, and camera angle was kind of shaky. But that ending one on top of the scoreboard, the scaffolding, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
The car is dope. But it didn't really. Besides it being really fast and really loud, and bulletproof windows, it didn't really have any
flair. There was no flair to it.
Well, you
right?
saw the boosters at the back,
yeah.
But it didn't have any Michael Keaton Batman dropped the little grenade walls, or
it had a lot of gadgets on it.
Michael Keaton Batman had that car, you know what I'm saying? That speed
car
to
lock.
go, that speed to go, But like I said,
it was not this Batmobile.
No, it wasn't. So there's some things that could be improved. What about you?
So 3 things that I absolutely loved about it was the detective aspect of the movie.
Okay.
I did like the action. It didn't seem like shaky cam fast, you know. And then I did like the overall performances of just about every actor in that movie.
Everybody did pretty good.
Yeah.
You think maybe Riddler was over the top a little bit?
No, because it was either he did that or he just was going to be a lackluster guy. Because that's the kind of actor he looked like to me in that movie.
The thing about what's the difficulty of doing like these villains, they're all kind of blueprinted the same. The Riddler and the Joker can be very similar.
Yeah, and I actually think, you know, and oh man, people are gonna like me for saying this, but so Heath Ledger's Joker could never be overdone. It's cemented, right? That's Heath's role. That happened.
He's earned that.
He earned that. I'm not taking anything away from Heath Ledger, but I kind of like this Riddler almost better than I like Heath Ledger's Joker performance. Hey, but
not for me.
But it's not. It's in a different way. In other words, I don't want to. It's not that I'm saying it was better. I take that back. I'm going to say it's comparable. I think he played.
Oh, definitely compare. Like you can compare Colin Farrell's with Danny DeVito's.
Yeah, so different times, right?
Yeah,
so it's hard to say this guy was better than this guy because it was a different movie.
Different times. Tim Burton, Matt Reeves. It's a different time. Okay, so I know we're getting close for time. I had a question for you. We definitely continue talking about. I just want to just throw this on what you thought about that adrenaline or venom at the end there.
Oh, you didn't even. I didn't even hear about that. So
what is the possibility of that being? It was green, and venom is green. And the thing of what I think I want Matt Reeves to do is that he creates the villains.
Oh, that would be great. So when you said Venom, the first thing that clicked in my head was Bane. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So that's great.
You had one too, but keep
yeah, no, I'll get to that. Yeah. But that was great because I wasn't expecting that. That's awesome. And I'm glad that he used it. I'm glad he got to use it. I think it was smart. Because there's going to be those times where he got blasted by a shotgun.
Yeah, he was getting his ass whooped. That's what I was saying. I know it makes for better entertainment if we do see him get hit and he bounce. It's hard. And I know second year Batman, but I'm just not used to Batman taking that much damage.
Yeah, and
that in that setting, if he goes throughout the night, he's gonna get damaged because that's all one night.
Look,
but I'm just not used in that one setting. Him take, and I know he's a rookie, and they have to progress it that way too. They have to show him get better because if it's like this, the second movie, I will have a problem.
Yeah, I agree because I think in the second movie, like when he was on the scaffolding, I think you throw some smoke pellets down.
He finally did. He hit like this little time release, and I thought that was dope. I've always said that. Why would he have to take those shots? Why would he use smoke pellets? Use to blind them.
Right. So he throws his smoke pellets out, and then throws a couple batarangs.
And he just snatches one at a time, and that's what we're used to. Yeah. Him use smoke pellets and then him snatching just every.
But I just don't think he's there yet, and that's why. Well, I think that's why that happened.
And that's what make a good Batman. But the lack of Bruce Wayne in this movie, I'm kind of interested. What's going on with the Wayne Industries? What's going on with that? Cause they said he was saying it was bad. That's what Alfred was saying.
Yeah.
So you're gonna lose it. So how close is he not to? Is he a billionaire? Is he a millionaire? We really didn't get the assessment of where the rain is back. Where the rain.
I think he's got a lot of money. Because while the toys he had weren't super over, he had contacts that he put in Catwoman's eyes that he could see.
Optics.
He had optics. He had the Batmobile wasn't cheap. It was going through concrete.
And then he was quick with it with the Batmobile bike. I mean, with the motorcycle.
Yeah, he can't. So I think he kind of change up the motorcycle throughout the movie because I don't remember the bat symbol being on it at first.
So that was a totally different bike too.
It was okay. So and one last thing, you said I had something I wanted to mention, and I didn't realize that I don't know if this is a thing or not, it's just a theory, so don't kill me in the comments. But I saw what I thought was a Green Lantern symbol.
Yeah, I want to see. Oh, and April 19th, if you have HBO Max, it's gonna be available, so you can rewatch. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna do a whole thing.
You want me to throw it in there where I saw it? The Green Lantern symbol.
Oh yeah.
So Batman's in Falcone's office, and there's this big white wall behind him, and there's a circle around the wall. Like it's a square wall. Then you have a circle. Then at the bottom of the circle and the top of the circle was a solid bar on each top. It was very, very faint, very quick. Maybe it's an Easter egg. Maybe it's not. Maybe somebody can, let me know what you think if you saw it. If you know what I'm talking about.
So you want to nerd rate this thing?
Let's rate it out, man.
All right, man. Go ahead. You go hit. What's the nerd rate on the Batman, Matt Reeves?
So nerd rates from 1 to 10. I'm gonna give this movie a solid 9.
I thought you were about to say 7. I was about to lose my shit.
Nah, solid 9.
Solid 9?
Solid 9.
Solid 9. Okay, I can respect that. That's a good number. I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to give it a hard, strong 8. Good movie, entertainment wise. Just I didn't like the grappling hooks. That bothered me. Them little pea shooters that came out of his wrist. I thought he was good. When I saw him, I thought Django Unchained when Schwartz hit Leonardo DiCaprio and made his heart bleed, bleed all the roads.
So you're trying to tell me you didn't even like him propelling down,
descending
down the building?
So we finally figured out what that little pouch was. I thought it was a holster for the that's what I said. Okay. He got like a little holster for the grappling hook. No. It's a descending. He got like little ropes in there. He just descends down, and he can
I thought the rappel was good down the wall. I thought it was really nice. I thought it was a good touch. We didn't touch on the suit, man. When he jumped off the building and he has a flight suit built in.
Oh, the little
Just real quick. Let's go into it just real quick before we end this. Sorry, guys. You got to hear about this suit if you want to know about spoilers. Man, it's a flight suit, man.
Yeah, man, it was dope. I don't know.
Were you expecting it to look the way it did?
Definitely wasn't expecting it for the cape to foam into that. That was probably one of the shocks that I was kind of like, oh shit, because they've hit it very well. They didn't no one really talked about, but I don't know if I kind of like the cape glide, like you know what I mean? I kind of like that. I mean, you could tell whoever made this or storyboard or was the costume design, they definitely played Arkham City, the PlayStation game.
Okay.
I definitely think the contacts in the eye, that was one of the things that they definitely played the game or familiar with the game or somewhat.
I think the next movie they put out is going to be amped up. I think his suit's better. I think his skills are better. I think he's
Who's the villain besides Bane? I think Bane.
You think Bane, huh?
I think Bane. And when will you think we'll get a Court of Owls?
So that's actually who I was going to pick for my second villain.
You think there's going to be second villain already?
They're going to start sowing seeds. So you know how they put 2 villains in this
I personally think they should do 4. And I personally think they should do 4. And I think they should introduce the Joker. Don't make him the main one, but introduce him in the second one. That he's just around.
I'm Jokered out. I mean, I know Batman's
that's why I think they should build up. Cause let's be real, Joker is his best. I mean, what you want to do, Ra's al Ghul again? I mean,
no.
I mean, Joker is his best villain. So
for
Mr. Freeze.
So for a gritty noir film that this is, Mr. Freeze.
You think the second one's gonna be a gritty noir as well? You think that's gonna be the whole theme of it?
I don't think they're going to change the theme too much. I don't think it's going to be I think there's going to be Batman's going to start gaining some hope.
But I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't think you can make the same movie for the second one as the first one.
No, you got to evolve.
You've already sent that message of hope that he can't be longer just be a vigilante. He has to actually be a hero.
Yeah, I gotta say, I did not expect him to carry kids out of that building the way he did. So I thought that was
the first time that I've actually seen something like that. Like you just, I think
it's the daytime and Batman's out and there's news cameras on him.
Exactly. So he's actually being a hero, and that is
Yeah.
a good. That is a good way for him to start being and show him more in the daylight, doing more.
Yeah.
I would actually invest in that, and I don't think he has to be. This opens up where he doesn't have to be a knight, and then being like the human, the regular, the citizen reaction with the Batman. I'm embracing. I like it.
I'm also interested to see how far his relationship goes with Zoe Kravitz in the movie.
She's gone. I don't think she's gonna come back. I see her come back in the third one, but I don't see her come back in the second one. They got other Poison Ivy, other love interests.
I hope they don't do Poison Ivy in this setting. I don't think she'd fit. Not for me.
Okay.
I don't.
So my last question, and I'm good to move on if you are.
All right,
if you're not, I'm not.
No, we're good.
Do we get a Robin out of this series?
If you're gonna get a Robin, it's gonna be in the last movie.
I think you should do it in the second one.
We've never, the last time we had a Robin, it was in a third movie made by a different director. They introduced him as Chris O'Donnell.
Third?
Yeah.
Batman Forever?
Yeah, Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And they introduced Chris O'Donnell.
Which was a pretty good Robin.
Yeah, if they had...
For the time that it wasn't...
Yeah.
For the time, he wasn't a bad Robin.
If they hadn't have made it so campy, I probably would have... Because then they started shifting the aspect of Batman. And I don't know if they were trying to go for the kid aspect of it, or were they trying to... I don't know, lighten it up. But yeah, I liked his look as Robin. I loved the suit, to be honest with you. I really liked his first suit as Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they need a more of a feel of like a Young Justice Robin in this, where he's not over the top. Mm-hmm. You don't have to know his whole backstory. Mm-hmm. You just know he's there working with Batman.
And you know what? That could be a way to do it. I mean, if you want to give him a backstory, but that's what I'm saying. Introduce him in two, and that gives him something to do if you do his backstory in the third one. That gives you something to why they get to the whatever the finale will be for the end of it. But they have, the thing is though, they have opportunity, and if they execute it and they do it well, this can be definitely a compete for Nolan's series.
Well, so I gave it a solid 9. Yeah. You gave it a solid 8.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap this one up because sorry guys, we didn't mean to run so long. It's a 3-hour movie. That was the other part of it. I think they could have took a little bit out of there. But how about you? Do you think the time was justified?
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
You click that nerd, man. We appreciate you guys. Tell us what you thought about in the review. Give us your nerd rate of what you think the movie was. We appreciate you guys, and click that nerd.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.